The renowned Stoic philosopher Epictetus once proclaimed, "The key is to associate only with those who uplift you, whose presence brings out your best." You've likely come across the saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Today, we're going to delve into this idea through the lens of Stoicism. We'll identify 7 types of people who have the potential to derail your progress in Stoic philosophy and discuss practical ways to handle these challenging relationships. Before diving in, I'd deeply appreciate it if you could like this video. It helps me continue spreading the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. And, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming videos. Type 1. The complainer. We've all encountered that person, a friend, relative, or coworker, who seems to find something wrong in every situation. Whether it's the weather, their job, or even their meal at a well-reviewed restaurant, their dissatisfaction knows no bounds. You might think, why should their complaining affect me? I'll just tune it out. But in practice, it's not that simple. Constant exposure to negativity can drain your mental energy, much like a leaky faucet slowly empties a reservoir. Stoicism encourages us to focus on actionable solutions rather than fixating on problems. Imagine working on a group project with someone who constantly complains. Instead of brainstorming solutions, every meeting devolves into unproductive venting. The team's morale plummets, progress stagnates, and soon you feel demotivated, not just about the project, but perhaps even life in general. How then does Stoicism equip us to handle complainers? 1. Limit your exposure whenever possible. 2. Mentally distance yourself. When their complaints are unavoidable, visualize their negativity as a passing storm, loud and disruptive, but fleeting and incapable of shaking the mountain of your inner peace. 3. Redirect the conversation toward solutions or more positive topics. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This Stoic principle reminds us to guard our inner tranquility, ensuring that chronic complainers don't lead us astray from the path of resilience and virtue. Type 2. The drama magnet. Picture your life as a ship gliding through calm waters, until you encounter the stormy vortex of the drama magnet. This person thrives on perpetual crises, conflicts, and chaos, pulling you into their whirlwind of turmoil. At first, their dramatic energy might seem exhilarating, perhaps even passionate. But soon, you'll find yourself drained, navigating turbulent waters that exhaust your emotional reserves. The challenge with drama magnets lies in their infectious chaos. Their problems can quickly feel like your own, entangling you in conflicts you had no part in. Let's say you have a friend who's constantly feuding with others in your circle. Today, it's Sarah. Tomorrow, it's Tom. They seek your advice, but the cycle never ends, and before long, you're dragged into the same conflicts. What can you do? Practice reflective listening. Instead of offering advice or taking sides. For instance, when they say, "I can't believe Sarah said that about me," you could respond, "So you're feeling betrayed by Sarah's words." This allows you to show support without becoming entangled. Be selectively unavailable. Set clear boundaries for your time and energy, essential for preserving your mental focus and personal growth. Seneca reminds us, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. Instead of worrying about their next crisis, Focus on your own peaceful journey. Keep steering your ship away from unnecessary storms and toward the tranquil waters of growth and self-discovery. Type 3. The naysayer. Imagine yourself as an artist painting a vibrant canvas, each stroke adding depth to your masterpiece. Then along comes the naysayer, critiquing your work with phrases like, "Are you sure about that color?" Or, "Most artists never make it, you know." Unlike constructive criticism, which is valuable, their persistent negativity dulls the brilliance of your vision, filling your canvas with shades of doubt. For example, imagine you're excited about a new career path. You've researched, sought guidance, and even taken initial steps. Yet, when you share your enthusiasm with a naysayer, they bombard you with reasons why it won't work. The market's too competitive. Do you even have the right skills? Over time, their skepticism seeps into your own thoughts, shaking your confidence. How do you counteract this? 1. Ask for advice instead of sharing plans. People placed in an advisory role are less likely to dismiss your ideas outright and may offer more constructive feedback. 2. Use positive confrontation. When they doubt your plans, respond with, "That's an interesting perspective. How do you think someone could succeed in this field?" This redirects the conversation toward solutions rather than obstacles. Epictetus reminds us, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Listen selectively, distinguishing between valuable input and unproductive noise. When naysayers cloud your canvas, step back, reflect, and stay true to your vision. Keep painting with the colors that inspire you, ensuring your masterpiece remains your own. Type of people number 4. The victim. Picture life as a game of chess, where each player starts with the same pieces and shares the same goal: checkmate the opponent's king. To win, you strategize, make sacrifices, and take risks. The victim, however, blames everything but themselves: the board, the pieces, or even their opponent, for every misstep. In their narrative, they're perpetually stuck in checkmate, not due to their own decisions, but because of some external force conspiring against them. Their story becomes a never-ending drama, where they're the helpless protagonist. "I can't succeed at work because my boss dislikes me." Or, "I can't get in shape because of my bad genetics," they'll say. While it's true that many people face genuine struggles and systemic challenges, the victim we're discussing uses their circumstances as a permanent excuse, refusing to take responsibility for their actions, or lack thereof. You may find yourself entangled in their ongoing tale, perhaps cast as the supporting character, tasked with rescuing them over and over. Imagine spending hours listening to a friend blame every failed relationship solely on their ex-partners. Not only does this drain your time, but it may also subtly encourage you to adopt the same victim mindset in your own life. So how do you handle the victim? It might be tempting to play the savior, offering endless advice and emotional support. But the Stoics would advise against this. Instead, they'd recommend setting clear boundaries to protect your own mental well-being. Consider practicing compassionate detachment. Show empathy and kindness, but don't attempt to solve problems that only they can address. Be a listener, but resist becoming their perpetual problem solver. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." If you feel yourself getting pulled into their narrative, resist the urge to fall into a similar mindset. Focus on your own game board, keep making moves, and remember, in the chess game of life, being stuck in checkmate is often a choice, not an inevitability. Keep advancing, make necessary sacrifices, and play not for revenge or pity, but for growth and wisdom. Type of people number 5. The toxic positivist. You've met this person. They're an endless source of sunshine, rainbows, and emoji-filled optimism. They're the ones who tell you to just be happy. During tough times, dismissing your feelings and experiences with their glittery outlook. Imagine your life as a garden. There are flowers, but there are also weeds and pests. A toxic positivist insists on seeing only the roses. Got aphids on your leaves? Just focus on the flowers. Don't let negativity into your garden, they'd say. While their advice might sound uplifting, it can leave you feeling invalidated and disconnected from reality. Suppose you're dealing with a tough breakup, feeling sad, confused, and trying to regain balance. The toxic positivist's advice? There are plenty of fish in the sea. Just smile and be happy. This excessive positivity denies the complexity of human emotions and the realities of life's challenges. So how do you deal with a toxic positivist without letting them trample your garden? One approach is to encourage discussions that acknowledge both light and shadow. If they say, "Look on the bright side, at least you're healthy," you might reply, "I'm grateful for my health, but it's okay for me to feel upset about this specific issue." Both perspectives can coexist. You can also practice emotional granularity, the ability to recognize and differentiate between a range of emotions, both positive and negative. If they push you to just be happy, affirm your feelings instead. "I'm feeling a bit melancholic today because of X, and that's okay." As Seneca once said, "True happiness is to understand our duties toward God and man, and to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future." Stoicism embraces balance, neither fixating on the positive nor the negative, but accepting life's full complexity with equanimity. So the next time the toxic positivist sprinkles their glitter over your carefully tended garden, step back and remember, a thriving garden needs both sunshine and rain. Embrace the richness of your emotional spectrum and nurture your life with the depth it deserves. Type of people number 6. The manipulator. Picture your life as a movie script. You're the main character, and you have a clear vision of how your story should unfold. The plot twists, your allies and mentors, and the way your final act will look. Enter the manipulator, the shadowy producer who subtly rewrites your script without you even realizing it. One day, you may suddenly realize your storyline has veered completely off course. The manipulator is skilled at emotional and psychological maneuvering. They might use flattery, guilt trips, or even deceit to guide you in a direction that serves their own interests. Perhaps you have a friend who always manages to get you to pay for dinner, saying something like, "I've been having a tough month, and you're so successful. It wouldn't mean much to you, but it would really brighten my day." Over time, you may discover that your generosity is being taken advantage of, but confronting them feels uncomfortable because they've framed it as a favor from one friend to another. Dealing with a manipulator can be tricky business. One technique to counteract their tactics is called fogging. This involves agreeing with any truth in the manipulator's statements, but refusing to be emotionally coerced. For instance, if they say, "You're so successful, you should pay for dinner," you can respond, "I'm doing well, but let's split the bill like we usually do." Another method is setting clear boundaries and enforcing them. If the manipulator asks you to lend them money or commit to uncomfortable tasks, learn to say no assertively. Keep your tone calm and your words clear. I can't lend money, but I'm here to offer emotional support. This maintains your boundaries while preserving the friendship. Drawing from Stoic philosophy, Epictetus warned that while we cannot control our external circumstances, we can always control how we respond to them. Manipulators thrive on your predictable reactions, using your kindness, guilt, or desire for approval to sway you. By choosing to respond differently, you're taking back control of your script. Remember, you hold the pen to your life story. Your journey, as the protagonist, should always be guided by your own values and decisions. Reclaim your script, and don't let anyone manipulate your narrative. Type of people number 7. The time vampire. Imagine your daily routine as a carefully composed symphony. Each instrument represents a task or commitment, and when played together, they create a harmonious balance. Then, the time vampire enters, screeching off-key, disrupting your melody, and turning your symphony into discordant noise. The time vampire isn't necessarily malicious. In fact, they may seem benign at first. It could be a colleague who constantly interrupts you with trivial questions, breaking your productive workday into fragmented moments. Or perhaps it's a friend who invites you to endless social events you're not interested in, making you feel obligated to attend, draining your time and energy. Although these interactions may seem inconsequential in the moment, their cumulative effect can be profoundly disruptive. So, how do you protect your symphony from being ruined by a time vampire? One effective strategy is the Pomodoro technique, a time management method that involves breaking your work into intervals, typically 25 minutes, followed by short breaks. During these intervals, make it clear that you're not to be disturbed, setting a boundary that protects your most productive moments from being wasted. If you're dealing with a social time vampire, remember, saying no is not only okay, it's essential for your well-being. Instead of offering elaborate excuses, a simple, "I appreciate the invite, but I can't make it," will suffice. Declining an invitation is not a rejection of the person. It's an affirmation of your own needs and priorities. As Seneca wisely said, "Life, if well lived, is long enough." Stoicism teaches that time is one of our most precious resources, and it should be allocated wisely. It's the canvas upon which we paint the portrait of our lives, so we must be highly selective about what and who deserves a stroke of our brush. In the grand composition of your life, ensure that every note, every instrument, and every melody aligns with your greater purpose. Don't let the cacophonous intrusion of a time vampire throw your symphony into disarray. Hold the baton firmly and conduct your life with purpose, ensuring that every moment is a note well played in your harmonious masterpiece. As we conclude today's exploration of the characters who can derail our path towards Stoic resilience and wisdom, let's not forget that self-awareness is key. It's easy to spot these types in others, but the more challenging and enlightening task is to look within. Are you, perhaps, unintentionally playing one of these roles in someone else's life? Remember, Stoicism isn't just about navigating the world. It's also about understanding and improving ourselves. If today's discussion has sparked a realization, an epiphany, or even just a bit of introspection, I'd love to hear from you in the comments section. Share your thoughts, your experiences, and let's engage in a dialogue that enriches us all. Until next time, may your choices align with your virtues. May your actions reflect your wisdom, and may your life be the masterpiece you're meant to create.